Hi, this is Jennifer Martin. I'd just like to show you how I use rubrics in my English 101 course. Hopefully this will give you some ideas of how you can use rubrics in your own courses. One type of rubric that I use is a holistic rubric that I use with my discussion posts. I'm just going to show you that right now. This is one that I already have built, so I'm just clicking on Show Rubric. With this, what I've done is I've shown students a description of what an A discussion post would look like versus a B or a C or a D. So for instance, for a student who posts a very thoughtful discussion post, the description is, a student answers the discussion prompt fully and clearly. The post reflects a clear understanding of the reading. The post is at least one full paragraph in length and demonstrates a professional tone in standard edited English. And so if a student does all of that, they would get a full 7 points. So I wanted all of my discussion posts to be out of 10 points total. So let me show you how the students get additional points. I wanted to give students a chance to get points for submitting their discussion posts on time. So if they do so, they get 1 full point. If they don't submit on time, but it's pretty close to the deadline, I give them a 0 there, but then I was also able to add in a -1 point for a discussion post that's over several days late. Now after a certain amount of time, I just don't accept it and it stays a 0, but I did think that was a neat little feature. It might be something you want to consider as well. I've tried putting in -2 points, -3 points. It doesn't work. Only the -1 point was able to work for me the last time I checked anyway. Another thing I do is I give students credit for responding to their classmates' posts. So this is something I say in my assignment instructions. I ask them to read and respond to at least 2 of their classmates, and if they do so, they get 2 full points. If they only respond to 1 of their classmates, they get 1 point, and if they don't respond to any of their classmates, it's 0 points. So if I close out of here and go into Speed Grader, I can show you what this looks like in action. If I just click on View Rubric here, I can click on and say, okay, well this was, pretty well done, but not perfect, so they get 6 points. They didn't submit it on time, but they did respond to 2 of their classmates. I would hit save, and then I have it so that the rubric automatically calculates that grade out of 10. So nice and easy there. Okay, another thing that I want to show you are how I use rubrics with my essays. So my rubrics with my essays are a little bit more intense. I will let you know that with the essays, I always let the students see the rubric ahead of time, and even in the essay instructions, I remind them over and over again. You can kind of see what I've written up here. I said, note, this is the draft that will be graded, so please make sure you have attempted to meet all of the excellent criteria using this rubric. And when they click on this, they're going to see a PDF version of my rubric, which I can pull on up. Oh, actually, it's not going to pull up for me right now. I'll have to check out why. But it's a PDF version of the rubric, and if anybody would like to see it, I'm more than happy to send it to you. But I also have the rubric right down here for them to see as well. You can see it right in Canvas. And this is something that I created rather easily. You'll see that when you're in an assignment, you'll have an Add Rubric option. And then at any time, if I want to edit my rubric, I have the tools to do so right over here. I can add criteria, I can change criteria, I can change points values. So I'm always able to go ahead and edit that rubric at any time. This is more of an analytical rubric though, so by criterion, I'm looking for different things. I have this weighted, so a full credit would be 5 points for each criterion, down to 1 point or really 0 points, but I do give in between points. So I may give something 4 points, which would be between excellent and competent. Maybe I would even give it a 4.5 if it's nearly excellent but not quite there. Once you have all of that set up, and these are rubrics that I've been using for a really long time at this point and have really refined and am pretty comfortable with, but once you have your rubric set up, keep in mind that it might need to be tweaked in the future. If you start to see that maybe one of your areas needs more weight than another, maybe one area is really pulling students' grades down and it seems unfair to you based on the assignment objectives. So it's something to keep in mind. But again, if I come on over here into a speed grader, I'll show you what this looks like in action. So I'll come to a student who actually submitted. Okay, now when I'm grading an essay, I still like to make plenty of comments within the essay itself. So this is really where my students are going to see a lot of my comments. And if you are like me and you like to make comments in students' work, make sure you tell your students to click on the View Feedback on the assignment submission details page in order to see your comments. It's a very small link and it says View Feedback right on it, but it's small, so I'd like to point that out to students a lot. And also tell them to look at the rubric as well. So again, if I click on the rubric over here, you can see I can just click on and give the grades right there. If a grade falls between something, so again, it's falling between these two criterion, I can just go over here and type the grade in. And since I set this rubric up so that when I, go ahead and grade it, it'll automatically use that grade and put that grade in the grade book, all of the math is done for me. So this is a percentile grade because the maximum number of points a student can get on my rubric is 60 points. Well, 52 out of 60 is a little hard to figure out, but a student understands, okay, I got an 87 on this assignment, it's a bit easier. And then again, you can always go ahead and write comments at the bottom of a student's essay as well, or any other assignment. Anyway, I hope this helps you a little bit in order to give you some ideas of how to use rubrics. There are plenty of great Canvas tutorials and Canvas guides on how to create rubrics, but if you have any questions on how to do anything, please feel free to reach out to me. My email address is jmartin@salemcc.edu. Thanks for watching.